Well, welcome to the Cooking Corner in the Air Comfort Solutions kitchen. Janette Stenstrom from All Things Cake is here, designing some celery stamped cakes and cupcakes. Janette, we have some celery here. We're not going to eat it though.
We're going to use it for craft purposes, but we're going to use a portion of it so you can have the rest.
Okay, yeah, we can eat this to counteract the cake we're about to eat.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah.
So what are we doing?
So this is a really fun activity that you can do with kiddos. You can do it on paper, but of course we're All Things Cake, so we're going to take it to the next level.
Absolutely.
But you just take your celery and you're going to cut it. You can cut it anywhere you want. I like to get closer to the base, and we'll cut it. And then when you do that, you can see that it has like this floral pattern inside, just naturally. And so if you don't want one, your flower to be that big, you can certainly just tear these right off.
Right.
And then make it whatever size that you want. And then once you have the desired size and shape and the number of petals that you want, then I'm just going to clip it together here so that it will hold together when we do our stamping and it won't move. So we've got that all prepped over here.
I've never even thought about something like this, but painters use all different types of brushes and everything else to get different designs, so.
Yeah, and it's something you probably have at home and you can start, decorating.
Right, and great activity for kids maybe too.
Definitely. So we have ours already set up here. Okay. So I did a lot of the florals on the cake, but we can also do leaves with the same thing. So I just took a couple of the stalks and pinched them together and rubber banded them to give them more of a leaf shape.
Okay.
And this one is 2 stalks together, so you can use either one. And whenever you do this, you want to use this gel-based food coloring. You don't want to use a liquid-based.
And you can just buy this at the store, I assume.
Yeah,
most people get the liquid ones, but
yeah, but just not the liquid stuff in the baking aisle.
Makes sense.
Yep. And so we can even stamp on our cupcake, our fondant piece for our cupcakes, or we can stamp directly on our cake. So it's totally up to you.
What is a fondant piece? This is a kind of fancy thing that
it's so fancy.
Do.
Not really.
But what is it though? For those that are unfamiliar.
So fondant is just made of marshmallows. So it's just a vanilla marshmallow flavored, but it's basically like an edible Play-Doh. Stamp it on your paper towel first, real quick, just to get off some of that excess.
Too much. There we go.
And then you'll be able to stamp it right on there. And so you just roll out your fondant real thin, use your cookie cutter to make your discs, and then let them dry. Once they dry, they'll fully harden.
And this can go maybe on top of a cupcake, or I don't know, maybe do a cookie or something like that.
A cookie or anything, yeah. So you just take your gel colors and you're gonna paint it on to your celery, whether it's the floral part or the leaf. Okay. And you stamp it on there, and then I always do test it on my paper towel just to make sure I don't have too much anywhere. And once you do that, you can really see where the design's gonna go.
Yeah, that's a really good idea.
And then you can stamp it right on whatever you're stamping it on, and then you can add your leaves. And I'm gonna add some right up here just so you can kind of see it.
Okay. Mine looks like a frog or something. I don't know. It doesn't look like leaves, but it is very spring-like.
Yeah, and you can choose your colors. So you just kind of stamp it and roll it a little bit. You can do several on there, just kind of depending on how much coloring you have still on there. But it just adds a pop of color, and it's super simple. Yeah, and it's a good idea maybe to practice ahead of time before you put it on the real cake, or there's happy accidents. I love happy accidents.
Yeah, that works. All right, Janette, thank you so much. This is a great, fun idea. I love it.
Thanks for having me.
All right.